Your birth chart is not simply a collection of zodiac signs and planets, it is a map of choices, 12 houses. 12 areas of life. 12 arenas in which you are either growing, hiding, building, avoiding, winning, or repeating the same lesson. The question is not whether every house in your chart is perfect. It is not. The real question is this: will you take responsibility for what each house is trying to teach you, or will you continue blaming circumstances for the life you refuse to examine? Most people study astrology to predict what will happen. They ask, when will love arrive? When will money improve? When will success finally find me? But astrology becomes far more powerful when you stop asking what life will give you and start asking what life requires from you. Your chart may describe the terrain, but you still have to walk the road, you still have to make the decision, you still have to do the work. Most people become obsessed with one area of life while neglecting everything else. They chase money but ignore their health, they pursue relationships but lose their identity, they build a career but abandon their inner peace. They want public recognition while their private life is falling apart, then they wonder why success feels empty. This is what happens when you live in only one house. You may look powerful in the 10th house of career, but feel broken in the 4th house of home. You may appear confident in the 1st house, yet remain terrified of intimacy in the 8th. You may speak about spirituality in the 12th house while avoiding the practical responsibilities of the 6th. Astrology does not exist to give you excuses, it exists to expose imbalance. A difficult placement is not permission to surrender. A powerful placement is not a guarantee of success. Potential without discipline becomes frustration. Awareness without action becomes another form of procrastination. You can know every placement in your chart and still remain trapped if you refuse to change your habits. The 12 houses are not 12 separate lives, they are 12 dimensions of one life. The planets represent forces, the zodiac signs describe how those forces express themselves, the houses reveal where the action takes place. Think of your chart as a great mansion with 12 rooms. Some rooms are bright, organized, and easy to enter, others are locked, some contain trophies, others contain memories you would rather forget. But every room belongs to you, you cannot master your life while refusing to enter half of your own house. Psychologist Carl Jung argued that what remains unconscious continues to influence your life. That principle applies here. The parts of your chart you ignore do not disappear. They operate beneath the surface. Successful people understand this in another language. Athletes study weaknesses, not just strengths. Entrepreneurs examine failing systems, not only profitable ones. Artists return to the unfinished canvas. Leaders confront the problem everyone else avoids. Growth begins where avoidance ends. The 1st house represents you, your appearance, your approach to life, your instinctive behavior, the energy people encounter when you enter a room. But the 1st house is not merely about how others see you, it asks, who are you choosing to become? You are not limited to the version of yourself created by fear, rejection, failure, or other people's expectations. Identity is not passive, identity is practiced. An athlete does not become disciplined on the day of the championship. Discipline is built during the mornings when nobody is watching. Your 1st house strengthens every time your actions match the person you claim to be. Stand differently, speak deliberately, keep promises to yourself. Your personality may be influenced by your chart, but your character is built through repeated decisions. The 2nd house rules personal resources, possessions, income, values, and self-worth. Most people focus only on the money, but money is often the visible result of an invisible belief. What do you believe you deserve? What do you value enough to protect? Where are you wasting your time, attention, or talent? You cannot build lasting wealth while constantly seeking approval. You cannot create stability while spending emotionally and planning carelessly. The 2nd house teaches you that value must come before accumulation. Know what matters, develop useful skills, respect your resources. Stop treating your time as though it is unlimited. Warren Buffett has repeatedly emphasized the importance of protecting time and making selective decisions. You may recover lost money, but you cannot recover a wasted year. Your bank account matters, your self-respect matters more. The 3rd house governs communication, learning, perception, siblings, local environments, and everyday thinking. This house asks you to examine the voice inside your mind. What do you repeat to yourself every day? I am not ready. I am not talented enough. I will begin tomorrow. These thoughts may sound harmless, but repetition turns language into identity. Your words shape your direction, your questions determine what you notice, your daily information becomes your mental diet. Feed your mind with constant distraction, and focus becomes difficult. Feed it with knowledge, reflection, and meaningful conversation, and your thinking becomes sharper. Read, write, ask better questions, listen before reacting. The third house reminds you that your life often moves in the direction of your most repeated thoughts. The fourth house represents home, family, roots, emotional security, ancestry, and your private inner world. This is who you are when the audience disappears. You may impress the world, but can you sit peacefully with yourself? You may build a public image, but have you built an emotional foundation? A skyscraper cannot rise safely on unstable ground, neither can you. The fourth house challenges you to confront inherited patterns. Perhaps your family taught you to avoid conflict. Perhaps fear was mistaken for protection, perhaps silence was considered strength. You do not have to hate your past to outgrow it. Nelson Mandela endured circumstances designed to destroy his spirit, yet he refused to let bitterness determine his future. Your history influences you, but it does not have to imprison you. Heal the foundation, create a home within yourself. The fifth house represents creativity, romance, pleasure, confidence, children, and self-expression. It asks, what wants to come alive through you? The sixth house represents work, routine, service, health, and daily discipline. It asks, what are you willing to repeat until that potential becomes real? The fifth house gives you the vision, the sixth house demands the schedule. Everyone loves inspiration, few people respect repetition. Michelangelo did not create lasting art through inspiration alone. Mastery required years of physical effort, technical practice, and patience. Your talent is not enough, your dream is not enough, your good intentions are not enough. Create like the fifth house. Train like the sixth, move your body, organize your environment, protect your energy, complete the task even when the excitement disappears. The seventh house governs partnership, commitment, contracts, and the qualities you encounter through other people. It reveals how you relate. The eighth house goes deeper. It concerns intimacy, shared resources, trust, power, loss, rebirth, and psychological transformation. Together, these houses teach one of life's hardest truths. Relationships reveal what solitude can hide. Another person may expose your fear of abandonment, your need for control, your inability to communicate, your habit of sacrificing yourself to avoid rejection. Do not blame the mirror for what it reflects. Healthy partnership requires boundaries, honesty, responsibility, and courage. The eighth house then asks you to release what can no longer continue, an identity, a resentment, a dependency, a version of your life that has already ended. Transformation is uncomfortable because something familiar must die before something stronger can emerge, but you were not born to remain unchanged. The ninth house signifies higher education, philosophy, faith, travel, wisdom, and the search for meaning. The 10th house signifies career, reputation, authority, public contribution, and legacy. The 9th house expands your mind. The 10th house tests whether you can turn that vision into achievement. Many people dream about a meaningful life, few build one. They wait for confidence, they wait for permission. They wait for the perfect opportunity, but the perfect moment rarely arrives. Steve Jobs often spoke about trusting that life's experiences would eventually connect. You may not understand every lesson while living through it, but movement creates connections that hesitation never will. Study beyond your comfort zone, travel when possible, challenge your beliefs, find mentors, then bring that knowledge into the world through meaningful work. Your career is not only what you do for money, it is the structure through which your abilities become useful to others. The 11th house represents friendships, networks, social causes, long-term goals, and the future you want to help create. It asks whether your environment supports your evolution. Look at the people around you. Do they challenge you? Do they celebrate discipline? Do they speak constantly about goals but never act? Your community influences what feels normal. Choose carefully. The 12th house represents solitude, the unconscious, spirituality, hidden patterns, surrender, endings, and the parts of yourself that operate behind the scenes. This is where you meet the enemy nobody else can defeat for you: your avoidance, your self-sabotage, your unprocessed pain, your secret fear of becoming visible. The 12th house is not weakness, It is the training ground of inner mastery. Silence reveals what noise allows you to escape. Rest is necessary, reflection is necessary, but hiding is not healing. Here is your challenge. First, identify one neglected house. Do not choose the easiest area. Choose the one creating repeated problems. Second, write down the pattern connected to it. Be honest. No excuses. No blaming. Third, choose one measurable action. For the second house, create a budget. For the third, read 10 pages a day. For the fourth, begin an honest conversation. For the sixth, establish a consistent health routine. For the seventh, communicate a boundary. For the 10th, complete the project you keep postponing. Fourth, repeat that action for 7 days. Not when you feel motivated, every day. Fifth, review what changed. Did your resistance become weaker? Did your awareness become clearer? Did you begin to feel more in control? Small actions reveal where your real power has been hiding. Your birth chart may describe your patterns, but it does not remove your responsibility. The first house asks you to become someone stronger. The second asks you to recognize your value. The third asks you to master your mind. The fourth asks you to heal your foundation. The fifth asks you to create. The sixth asks you to remain disciplined. The seventh asks you to build honest relationships. The eighth asks you to transform. The ninth asks you to expand. The 10th asks you to achieve. The 11th asks you to contribute. The 12th asks you to awaken. For the next 7 days, stop treating astrology as entertainment. Use it as a mirror. Choose one house. Take one action. Repeat it until your excuses lose their authority. You can continue living unconsciously, repeating the same patterns and calling them fate, or you can become the architect of your own life. The chart is in front of you. The potential is already there. The choice is yours. Start today. And if you are ready to understand your chart, master your patterns, and build a life aligned with your highest potential, subscribe to the channel and continue this journey with us. Do not merely read your birth chart, rise to meet it.